So some pretty crazy news just came out. Ironmouse just came out with a YouTube video talking about how she left VShojo. She's owed a significant amount of money from the organization. VShojo owes over $500,000 to her favorite charity, right? The Immune Deficiency Foundation. And we've been seeing these departures recently, right? We saw Matara-kan left, we saw that Zentreya left recently, but now Ironmouse leaving with this bombshell exposing the malpractice at VShojo. It's absolutely insane. And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect anything like this, because usually when people leave, they don't really say anything too much about what's happening behind the scenes. They don't really expose the organization for any kind of like bad things that they're doing. They kind of just say, hey, we came to an impasse, like we didn't agree on the amount of money that I'm going to give to the organization, maybe something with merch, whatever it is, so I'm leaving, and then they get to keep their IP, which is more than you can do at other agencies, right? VShojo is unique for the fact that they allow you to keep your IP, you get to keep your model, your name, and everything like that. So that was a reason why they were looked at as being more progressive and better than some of the other VTuber agencies, right? They're more free, more relaxed, but this news is just crazy. This is something I never would have expected to see. I think it's fair to say that Ironmouse is one of the biggest VTubers ever, you know, one of the biggest EN VTubers for sure. If you watch her, you probably know about the whole subathon that she did where she got over 300,000 members raising money for the IDF, the Immune Deficiency Foundation. She is very big, and she started streaming so that she could actually make friends because she isn't able to really go out and about due to her illness, making it so that she gets sick very easily and she can't just go out and about without pretty much risking her life. But Ironmouse did make a video talking about this and about her reasons for leaving VShojo, and I'm just going to play that right now.
I am leaving VShojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by VShojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from VShojo. I know that this is a lot, and it's very important for me to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately right now, I have been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold. So one day, I will be able to tell you the full story.
So right off the bat, this is huge. She's owed a significant amount of money. We don't know how much it is, but a significant amount of money that is just for her. That's just personal funds that she has not been paid by VShojo, which she is owed, I guess, according to whatever contract that they have agreed to. Then the Immune Deficiency Foundation, that's the charity for similar diseases to what she has, and a super important charity to Ironmouse, obviously, right? And the whole subathon where she got over 300,000 subs on Twitch, that was to raise money for that. Apparently, the organization is owed more than $500,000 from VShojo that they haven't paid out still. And it's unclear exactly how long that she's been owed this money, how long it's been since that has been owed to the organization and they have not paid it out, VShojo that is. But that is a very large amount of money to not pay out to the people that are owed it. If I had to guess, then, you know, seeing that this is the amount of money that VShojo has not paid to the organization, the Immune Deficiency Foundation, the amount of money that she hasn't been paid may also be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But for now, I just need to let you know that I will no longer be a part of VShojo. I think I really started to take it seriously around the time when I was approached to join VShojo, and it was through VShojo that I was able to grow into the Ironmouse that I am today. When I was approached in 2020 and asked to join VShojo, it seemed like a good idea, but I honestly did not know if I could ever be a corporal VTuber because I felt like I just couldn't. In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable, which is why streaming worked for me. For a while, I was struggling to make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people because I felt like every time I put my trust in people, it always ends in grief for me.
So yeah, this is absolutely insane. So Ironmouse was on the fence about joining VShojo. She didn't know if she would fit in. She didn't know if she could trust the people there or anybody that she would have to interact with, right? She had those kinds of issues going on, trust issues, anxiety, and everything like that. And obviously, I mean, I think some of the people that have been in VShojo have been really cool and she's made friends and everything like that. Like for me personally, I always think that it's more about the livers, the actual VTubers, than it is the organization. And I am somebody who's a fan of Ironmouse and I'm a fan of Henya too. But for this organization that she was approached by in 2020 and she decided to join and did a lot for the organization, right? A lot for the publicity of the organization. Like again, the VTubers make the organization doesn't make the VTubers. You got to consider the entire ecosystem, like, you know, the support that comes from the organization, I'm sure, and then the Clippers play a factor in that too. But at the end of the day, the talents themselves are the reason why these orgs grow. And when these kinds of bad things happen and the talents are shafted in one way or another, that is a big hit to the reputation of the organization, and this is definitely going to be devastating for VShojo. I mean, just look across the pond to Niji Sanji. Look at what happened with the Selentatsuki situation, and then Aster Arcadia being a weirdo to a bunch of the members and harassing them, being a sex pest, right? These types of events really tanked the popularity of Niji Sanji EN. And we've been seeing, I don't know if you want to call them graduations or just parting ways with the company, multiple members leaving VShojo, but it never seemed like there was some very malicious thing going on with VShojo, and nobody ever really said a bunch of bad things while leaving. You had Giga parting ways with VShojo, Matadakan parting ways with VShojo, and then recently Zentreya parts ways with them. And I don't know if there's any relation, but I have been watching the JP members of VShojo, and Yutore Peke just went on a hiatus. So until now, I think that it was just considered the natural cycle, kind of like with agencies, you have people graduate. But with all of this news coming out from Ironmouse, it really does look like there's something malicious, very much so, going on behind the scenes at VShojo, and she's not allowed to say anything more because of the legal implications, which means that there will be a lawsuit. And I guess, of course, there would be a lawsuit. We're talking about $500,000 being effectively stolen from the Immune Deficiency Foundation, and probably some similar sum of money, which, according to the contract that she has with VShojo, should have gone to her, but it is still in VShojo's hands. Now, I've never seen anything like this from a VTuber agency before. I mean, I know that multiple times I've, talked about how bad Niji Sanji is because of particularly the English branch and the stuff that's going on over there, but embezzling $500,000 is insane. Never seen that, and I don't know how much money exactly Ironmouse has had withheld from her by VShojo that she is owed, but it's probably also in that hundreds of thousands of dollars range. To see scummy practices like this coming to light, being exposed, and Ironmouse, who I would say is their biggest VTuber, leaving the organization, I mean, I would say that Ironmouse at this point is the face of VShojo. It's probably been that way for a long time. For her to leave the organization with this kind of bombshell news, I really do think that there will be people that follow. If nobody is able to trust the org and they see stuff like this happening, there's probably going to be more people that just decide to drop after her. And with the lawsuit, which definitely seems to be in the works, I mean, why else would she be talking to an attorney about this? This is definitely an Armageddon level event for the reputation of VShojo, and I really do think that they're going to have to come out with a response.
I would always be told how important I was for the company, and I was always told that I was needed in order for the company to succeed. Although that was very positive to hear, it put a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on me to the point where I felt guilt-tripped into signing. I felt responsible for everybody. I felt responsible for staff and talent alike. And I felt like if I didn't do this and if I didn't stay, I was hurting everybody and I was destroying everybody's life. Privacy has always been one of my biggest concerns. I've had a lot of scary experiences in my life. So one amazing thing for me was the fact that VShojo handled all my payments, and it meant that I never had to give out any of my personal information. So that was always a blessing to me. As time went on, I decided that I wanted to try to start pulling out my remaining funds because I wanted to start taking over my own finances. This is what led me to this point. My last subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done. The support was overwhelming, and I ended up getting over 300,000 subscribers and breaking the all-time sub record. But this also meant that we had raised $515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I once again asked VShojo to make the donation on my behalf, but unfortunately, Still a year later, VShojo has not paid the charity.
Isn't it just crazy that they can just do that? I mean, legally, I'm very sure they can't, but obviously, for reasons of trying to keep her privacy, Ironmouse is relying on VShojo to send payments like this on her behalf. And for her to raise $515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation and then say, hey, VShojo, my organization, the one that I am the face of, the one that I am the person that you rely on the most to bring in the money and to help the organization be big, which again, that puts a lot of pressure on her. Could you do this one thing for me and send the money to the Immune Deficiency Foundation on my behalf? And then VShojo was just like, no, I don't think I will. That is one of the craziest things I've ever heard. Like, there's no way you can get away with something like that. Stealing $500,000? And what would prompt them to even do something like this? Like, there's no way they thought they could actually get away with this, or did they think that Ironmouse would just, look the other way? Even if the organization was having financial troubles and they needed a lot of money for something, you can't just steal $500,000. And that's separate from the amount of money that she's personally owed. I mean, it's just crazy.
But right now, I have been advised to wait for legal proceedings. As of right now, I am an independent VTuber.
Oh yeah, VShojo is getting sued big time. They're cooked, man. Baked, sauteed, deep fried, the whole 9 yards. These guys are not getting away with whatever it is that they thought they could pull off here. Stealing more than $515,000, money that was supposed to go to the Immune Deficiency Foundation, and then stealing more money, I guess, from what was just pay for Ironmouse. And she's reiterated that she can't really say too much about what's going on, but the gist of it is VShojo is a pretty terrible thieving organization. Might be a surprise to a lot of people. Honestly, I didn't think that VShojo would do something like this. And if I'm looking at it, I don't know if this is something that I would hear Niji-sanji doing. I mean, this is so bad. Even all the things that I've heard about what Niji-sanji has done, pretty much just poor management on the EN branch, I don't think that they would venture to steal $500,000 from a charity. I think that would even be a little bit too beyond the pale, even for Niji-en. The all VTuber agencies are bad crowd. They're having a field day right now. They are jumping for joy. There's been at least 100 jumps for joy in each household of a person who doesn't like any VTuber agencies. We're talking about stealing $500,000 from a charity, from your biggest, your face of the organization VTuber, and then stealing more money from her, and now she's leaving and suing you and has become an indie VTuber. The type of thing that literally destroys the reputation of the organization and screws over every single member in the org. If you're remaining in VShojo right now, what do you do? What do you do when you see this news? You can't avoid it. There's no way. This is going to hurt every member of the organization. And when I'm thinking about the girls that are smaller VTubers right now, the girls from VShojo Nova, what do you do in this moment? Are you just screwed? Is the company going to be able to come back from something like this? It doesn't seem like it. This isn't something that's on the level of some major retailer having bad workplace practices or something. Reputation matters a lot for VTuber agencies, and something like this would damage the brand so much that anybody that tries to debut in this agency would not be able to see very much growth at all. You need bigger VTubers to build the foundation for the next generations and to build up a big agency like that. That's why HoloLive members are able to debut to more than 100,000 subscribers from the jump and get so many fans and be so successful. It's because of all the members before them that are still in HoloLive that all collectively represent that brand that people love. And if this is the brand of VShojo, your face of the organization VTuber leaves and exposes how you scammed her out of a lot of money, as well as scammed her charity out of hundreds of thousands of dollars, over $515,000, because she trusted you to do payments for her. I think that this is a complete disaster, an Armageddon level event for VShojo. It would be very difficult, if not impossible, for them to overcome the reputational damage this is going to do. I mean, this news is only an hour old right now. This is really just so sad to see, man. You can tell that she actually loves this charity and she loves what she's doing as a VTuber. I do also believe that VTubing is a force for good. It's helped a lot of people out of very dark and bad times, myself included, back in 2020 when I found HoloLive, and all of this happening. It's just, you don't expect to be betrayed by people that you've been working with for so long and that have been supposedly on your side, helping you grow as a VTuber, and you're the face of the organization and a lot of people rely on you. For something like this, so slimy, so scummy by the organization VShojo, it's just unexpected. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that, they don't trust any VTuber agency, but this is still unexpected. I think it's unprecedented, at least for a larger agency like this. But that's all for this video. I will link in the description the link to the the Tiltify if anyone wants to donate to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I will also link this Ironmouse video in the description. And I'll watch out for any updates, a statement from VShojo, anything like that. Crazy situation, and I'm just very surprised that this organization would go ahead and do something like this. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it useful, then be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you were not already. Also, feel free to join the community Discord, link is in the description below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.